Hey Mega Dudes, this is Mega Matt back again with some more Mega News. And I am speaking like this because today we've got a lot of unfortunate news here. No, seriously, this is all unfortunate news for us. I am not gonna love the sound of all this crap. So, you know what? Because I'm about to mention all this crap that I consider terrible, yeah, get prepared to send me your hate mail. No, seriously, get prepared to send me your hate mail. I'm serious, nothing can prepare you for this. You sure? Are you ready? Alright, here we go. Our first runner-up. Good old Jim Carrey has shocked producers of forthcoming comic book sequel, Kick-Ass 2, in which he stars as a baseball bat-wielding masked crime fighter after denouncing the level of violence that permeates the film in the wake of the Sandy Hook shootings. Yeah, that was horrible. Very, very horrible. Whoever the hell did that can go to hell. Anyways, Carrey, who has been an outspoken proponent of increased gun control in the wake of the shootings by gunman Adam Lanza in December, tweeted on Sunday that he could no longer support the film. He wrote, "I did Kick-Ass 2 a month before Sandy Hook, and now in good coincidence, I cannot support that level of violence. My apologies to others involved with the film. I am not ashamed of it, but recent events have caused a change in my heart." Well, that does seem pretty understandable to me. Scottish comic book writer and Kick-Ass 2 executive producer Mark Millar, whose original work forms the basis of the sequel, today responded to his own blog, pointing out that Carrey, who plays a character named Colonel Stars and Stripes, knew exactly what he was letting himself in for. "I'm baffled by this sudden announcement that as nothing seen in this picture wasn't in the screenplay 18 months ago," he wrote. "Yes, the body count is very high, but a movie called Kick-Ass 2 really has to do what it says on the tin. A sequel to the picture that gave us Hit Girl was always going to have some blood on the floor, and should have been no shock to a guy who enjoyed the first movie so much. Like Jim, I'm horrified by real-life violence, even though I'm Scottish, but Kick-Ass 2 isn't a documentary. No actors were harmed in the making of this production. This is fiction, and like Tarantino and Peckinpah, oh my god, Scorsese and Eastwood, John Boorman, Oliver Stone, and Chan Wook. Oh my god, these names! I can't stand them! Park, Kick-Ass avoids the usual bloodiness body count of most big summer pictures and focuses instead on the consequences of violence. Our job as storytellers is to entertain, and our toolbox can't be sabotaged by curtailing the use of guns in an action movie." So, yeah, I have to say, this is really unfortunate. Jim Carrey would have had the best role in the whole entire film, and I would have been watching for the rest of my life. But seeing him leave Kick-Ass 2 just really has me shocked. It's just a sad excuse to leave a film. I know exactly how much he's been horrified by the Sandy Hook shootings. Like, come on, Carrey. Put yourself in some good fucking movies for once. And stop leaving the sequels that will look good and then all of a sudden turn to shit. Okay? That is just my theory. Just pointing that out. In other words, Microsoft had a decent E3 2013 showing, though admittingly it was overshadowed somewhat by Sony's overall dominance. I guess it pretty much was for the PlayStation 4, as far as my concern. But there were some games, and there was Xbox One focus, in that sense. Microsoft was true to its word. Yes, they're always true to their word. Unless they, begin to fuck up with the Xbox One. Anyways, one of the bigger surprises was the confirmation that a Halo game would be coming to the Xbox One in 2014, developed by 343 Industries and presumed to be Halo 5. Unfortunately, though, that's not necessarily true. Speaking to IGN, Microsoft Game Studios VP Phil Spencer discussed this Halo game and suggested it might not be Halo 5. There was no ambiguity in not putting a number after the game, said Spencer. For me, what we showed wasn't the game. Nobody should be confused about that. I didn't really want to try to show something that was already a thought piece by the studio around where Master Chief is in his journey, and then drop the name after it and be somewhat disingenuous about that being the game. Spencer did want 343 Industries on stage to show something Halo, however. But I did want Bonnie to come out and say, first-person shooter, Master Chief, because they'll get the questions. Hey, is it ODST? What are you guys doing? Bonnie comes out and reaffirms that 343 is building this game. It's Master Chief. It's a first-person shooter at 60 frames per second. It's coming in 2014. So whatever this new Halo game is, it's not necessarily Halo 5. Either way, Microsoft really isn't ready to confirm exactly what it is. Yeah, people have said this is the 7th Halo game in the whole entire series. I mean, sure. It may be the 5th game in the main series, or perhaps the 2nd game in the Reclaimer trilogy. Of course, that's exactly what 343 is willing to do for Bungie, because they're taking on Destiny now. And here's something else in mind. Saints Row 4 has been banned in Australia. Yeah, fuck that shit. Run away, and run away. Its State of Decay has been refused classification in Australia. And here you thought these stories were done. We've run afoul of certain prohibitions regarding the depiction of drug use. Writers Undead Labs founder Jeff Strain on the game's forum. We're working with publisher Microsoft to come up with options, including changing names of certain medications in the game to comply with ratings requirements. Whatever our path forward, it's going to take a bit. Coincidentally, the apocalyptic world of Fallout 3 ran into the same drug naming issue with the Australians back in 2008. After some editing, the game was suitable for distribution. Microsoft is certainly evaluating the options with regards to the title's classification, a spokesperson for the publisher told Joystick. The Australian classification system plays an important role in ensuring that Australians can only access age-appropriate games and content. Strain acknowledged as much in his post, saying, I know this is frustrating. Believe me, we're frustrated too. But each country has the right to set its own rules about content, and it's our responsibility to comply with them. Rest assured, we'll do everything we can to find a way to get the game into your hands. The State of Decay ban comes a day after Saints Row 4 was also refused classification for the region. That game was charged with a similar issue over drugs, and Kotaku reports the classification board also raised concern over an alien anal probe. Publisher Deep Silver is working on edits to make the game suitable for the region. Despite Australia's R18 classification for games going into effect earlier this year, this appeals to real drug names and their effects, along with butt stuff, and of course are still off limits. Yeah, that's the best kind of way to keep the kids out of games like this. Nice job, world. You fucking saved us all. And we got ourselves a little bit of some more bad news. A little bit recent, about a few days ago, but Here it is anyway. Electronic Arts is going through some massive changes. Its third-party distribution wing, EA Partners, has closed down, and the publisher-developer has shed 10% of its global workforce. On the game side, EA announced more bad news, revealing that Dead Space 3 and Crysis 3 did not meet internal sales expectations. And Patrice Desilets, the former creative director of the Assassin's Creed series, has been let go by Ubisoft, the second time he has departed the company. Desilets left the company in 2010 to head to THQ's newly formed THQ Montreal. That studio was later sold at auction to Ubisoft, along with Desilets and his two projects, 1666 and Underdog. Ubisoft says the move was made because discussions on the pair's visions were inconclusive, while Desilets himself told us that his termination was baseless without merit, in that he intended to fight for his rights and his work. Shortly after Desilets was let go, Jean Francois Bolvin, a colleague of Desilets and Assassin's Creed alum, was also fired. Unfucking believable, Ubisoft. You're fucking up all of your employees, and look at you now. You're going downhill faster than shit. Draining down the fucking toilet. God. Ubisoft surely isn't the same anymore, now that it's continuing to do this. Like, why the hell are most of these companies doing this kind of crap? You shouldn't have the best talent with you at all fucking times. Otherwise, you're just gonna go downhill, and yeah, what I said before. But anyways, that was another episode of Mega News. I'm sure I made all of you feel bad, and I feel guilty for making you feel bad because I don't like it when you guys feel bad for me mentioning all the bad stuff. So you know what? I'm gonna do a little bit of some good news the next episode. I hope to know that everybody will be happy that these rumors will forever be forgotten within the next 15 years from now. But other than that, I will see you all later in the next episode of Mega News Season 2. See you later. Love what you saw? Click the subscribe button for some more Mega News and other stuff.